Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Brothers Take podcast. I'm Chris. I am joined by my brothers, Adam
Hello.
and Eric,
Hey,
who's joining us back in the room from his travels away. Eric, how was the holiday?
it was very nice. Thank you very much for
Oh,
asking.
that's very good. That's very good.
Yeah.
And this week's episode, this kind of feels like I don't know. It feels like the world responded to the episode we just put out, doesn't it? Like we just put out an episode how there's nothing to be excited about. We're cynical old gamers and nothing's exciting ever. And then there was a couple of showcases that just went, well, here you go then. And it was like, I don't know about you guys because we haven't really spoken yet, but I'm really fucking excited about at least a couple of these. But there's also a few more in there that I'm like, well, that's not a hero shooter.
I know, yeah,
Yeah.
it's that particularly where I'm like, everything kind of looks the same, and you actually asked me last week's episode, wasn't it? It's like, well, what was the last game you had enjoyment with? And I said Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Right. And we're now at a point, right, where it's like, when you say you love such and such a thing, and like, let's say, you really like dark chocolate, right?
You're right.
But like every year now, that relative just gets you dark chocolate. Like that's all they get you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And you're like,
Now
I
there's
do
a-
like other.
There's an
I like
element of that
other
now.
chocolate
It's like
Right,
careful what you wish for, I guess.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so yeah, we're going to talk about whatever stood out to us, whatever excited us in Nintendo Direct, the last week's State of Play, and also anything that jumped out from the Tokyo Game Show in terms of the different showcases that were on, anything that particularly appealed to us or was worth highlighting to us. I watched a couple of them and I made a couple of notes that I'd love to share with you guys.
I'd love to hear them.
Important. Yeah. But we'd love to hear from you guys as well. So if you guys watch this on YouTube, make sure to jump down in the comments, share your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this discussion, why not give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, ring that notification bell for all future content. And if you guys listen to us on audio platforms, then you can also touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Brothers Take, again, to give your take on a mighty week of gaming announcements. But without further ado, let's get stuck right in. So I think we'll start with Nintendo Direct, because I believe in chronology, even though that and State of Play were the same day, that was earlier in the day. So technically that was the first showcase
Was that the same day?
of the week. They were the same day. What the fuck? And that's very unusual. And PlayStation the day before said, we're going to have a State of Play tomorrow. And Nintendo Direct had already had that day. And it was like, oh. Which is interesting because when you get to the two last games, I think two of those last games were games that are highly, sought after by people in terms of news and things. But anyway, we'll start with Nintendo Direct. And before we talk about anything else that stood out, let's not beat around the bush here. We need to clarify an argument that's happening online.
Oh yeah.
Is it Tears of the Kingdom or Tears of the Kingdom? What is the title of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel?
Until I hear it directly from them, I don't know.
Do they not only speak in dialogue, but like speech boxes and stuff? Or is your voice acting in Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
There is with the main characters.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Link
played Breath
doesn't
of the Wild.
talk, but Zelda and the 4 other Guardians speak in it.
What if Link is the only one who says the title?
Like this.
We'll never know. Yeah. So
'Cause he steps on a bee.
It's all that he could see. Eric, what do you think the title is?
I always just read it as Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I did too until
thought-
that Jake Baldino tweet threw me way off.
Well, I think I saw that tweet and I was still going, Tears of the Kingdom or Tears of the Kingdom? Like, I was still reading it as Tears of the Kingdom. I was like,
right.
all right, is this guy just
What are you
messing with
talking
people or
about?
something? Is he like take the piss out of some other tweet that would have happened where people question
right.
pronunciation or something? So I didn't realize there may have been 2 different variations of that. I would prefer Tears of the Kingdom. I think that sounds so much more badass, but also poetic. Which
It is
goes
metal,
in with,
isn't it?
Yeah,
I think it's a fantastic title. I also think it is the title. I think it is Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Much like Breath of the Wild. It sounds like a natural progression in
and then
terms
now
of
we
air
got
and water,
water.
actually. Yeah, technically.
the earth, fire, the
but
4
also like
elements.
coming from the human or the person I suppose the tiers
And
of
only-
the kingdom. I don't think that's it. I think
Well,
it is tiers.
the tier as well was always like the tier drop was an element within Breath of the Wild. Like you needed
okay.
to unlock. It's for your Sheikah slate, isn't it? It's like it goes
Yeah, a little kind of some digitized
little drop. Yeah.
water droplet falls on your sheet.
So I suppose I have to ask you guys, because you guys played Breath of the Wild. Does this excite you?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll be jumping into that for sure.
Yeah. Cool.
And it definitely looks like this is a sequel, or at least set definitely within the same world as or
Yeah.
at least
I'd be a
same
little
time
worried
frame.
About I imagine this is going to be very much more of the same. Like there's going to be that's Zelda in a nutshell, really. Like there's like a new mechanic, but mostly the game will feel very similar. But I'd be very worried about how this performs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are some areas in Breath of the Wild where like see you later frame rates. Like,
do you think this game is? And I don't have a Switch, so I really don't know. But like, is this game in its concept too ambitious for the Switch?
No, I don't think it's too ambitious. Because I think it will be very like Breath of the Wild. But Breath of the Wild in general was, really pushing that hardware. I felt like
Right.
you couldn't get more ambitious than that. I think really, but without taxing it. Like I don't know, Eric, if you've experienced it, but when you go into, isn't it called the Forbidden Forest, where the Deku Tree is? That area, like the minute you
the Great Deku Tree.
The minute you run through there, it's like down to the like let's say 16 frames or something. It's brutal in that area.
I didn't notice that. Are you talking about when you actually get to the Deku Tree, or when you go through the fog?
When you get to the actual where the sword is.
Okay, I will go back there.
Yeah, just have a little run around. Basically, the plinth where the sword is.
Yes.
That's like the frame rate just dips so crazy.
Okay.
So I imagine for those type of reasons, that's why I'm expecting not there won't be that much more added. It'll be a couple of extra game mechanics, but ultimately I'd say it'll be more of the same. But that's okay. It was a good game.
Yeah. A lot of people thought so.
Yeah. Some people just bought a Switch just for that, you know?
They did, yeah. I think I'm glad as well that it has its own title and that it's no longer going to be called. I know people still call it
Breath of the Wild 2, yeah.
But I'm glad that it's not Breath of the Wild 2. I think it stands stronger on its own, having its own title. I think that, and it's such a cool. Tears of the Kingdom is like, I mean, that needs to be a Trivium song or something. I don't know. It's awesome.
Well, I immediately thought of Linkin Park when I heard it.
Yeah, Keys to the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a Legend of Zelda something 2?
No, I don't think so.
Or has it always just had its own separate title?
There's always been a separate title, but there has been direct sequels before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I imagine it has happened before then, like when people were following them.
Oh wait, sorry, The Legend of Zelda 2.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that would be one.
That would be one with
that would be
right. But no, I imagine like in the past that whenever there was one that was a direct sequel, that people called it whatever 2.
Ocarina of Time 2.
Yeah, until they found out that it's Majora's Mask, or whichever order they came in. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, they split off as well into 3 different timelines. So
I feel like that was a huge retcon when Skyward Sword was coming out. That they just decided like, oh yeah, no, they're kind of all connected somewhat.
It's like, sure they are.
Okay.
But was there anything else then? It was a very JRPG heavy Nintendo Direct, I would say.
Yes.
Was there anything else?
Man, they love farming. Farming is hot right now.
Farming is great.
I was thinking that pretty much every game the next game they showed, I was like, oh, am I going to cultivate in this again?
That's not my kind of game. But what was the one where you play as basically fairies and you're using magic to cultivate the land, and then you do actually have to fight
Fae Island, Fae Farm,
Fae Farm or something like that? Yeah,
I think it was Fae Farm.
I was like, honestly, that looks like a far more interesting version of any of those games to me than any of those games.
There was
I have to say that I was like, conceptually that's kind of cool for that style of game. Like
one of them, I kind of laughed at. I think it was like the Many Seasons or something like that. It was kind of like one of those Stardew Valley type things, or Animal Farm. Animal Farm, is that the name of it? No, that's a book.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. There we go. Not Animal Farm. There's a whole different story. But
Very
it's
much so.
where like you play as the character and you cultivate and you're farming and you feed the animals and the animals are all like, "Yay, thanks for feeding me." And there's oh, you can get married and oh, you can interact with all the people and oh, you can have a child. Oh, by the way, everyone gets old over time. And I'm like, are you just like showing me how to play life? Like,
Yeah, it seems like.
but because as well as like time moves faster in video games, I'm gonna watch myself get old and die before me. I gotta watch my own death. Thanks.
You talk way more about that game than anybody else did.
I don't even know what game you're talking about. Actually, honestly, this just sounds like Sifu.
yeah, it does a bit. Yeah.
But
actually, Sifu was in there, wasn't it? Because
I think
Sifu's now coming.
Yeah, that looks like that's not going to run well at all.
Right.
No,
there was a mix of that going on. I suppose there was like a lot of JRPGs, and then there was a mix of this game is now finally coming to the Switch. Like there was a bit of that going on.
Village and all the Resident Evil
But I liked
and they also are not going to run well.
No, they won't. And I think people have already said that of the demo. I think they've already said that it's not running well.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I thought, and I've never played the first one, and now I want to go and play it because I saw that it is on Game Pass. Octopath Traveler 2
Yeah.
looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And I was like, did I miss that game, the first one?
Yes, you did.
Like, how did I miss that? I did because I never played it and didn't really know anything about it. The art style is incredible.
It's made by, I believe it's the OG creators that did like Final Fantasy VI. I think are the ones.
Well,
that
it
made
has that aesthetic to it, right? But also modern.
I've only ever played a little bit of the demo. Right, there's a demo called Prologue, and it's lengthy. There's a lot in it.
Was it good?
Oh yeah, it's so good, but it's so good.
It's an hour long. So when I played it, I did the whole prologue of one person's journey.
Yeah, and there's 8 of them.
Went to another person's location, did their prologue.
Oh, so for the demo they gave you. Oh, so it's whatever you can fit in the hour.
Yes.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you can choose whoever you want to play as. So then I think you can start again maybe and do another person's. I could be wrong there.
Oh, okay. Right. Wow.
But I think that is actually separate to the game though. Like it's the prologue to the game. I think. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it is actually in the start of the game. I can't remember.
I'd imagine it's the start of the game.
But like that game, I've never gotten it just because I know like it's. I think it looks. I love the artwork. It's absolutely incredible. I would love more games done in that style, actually.
Yeah,
the gameplay is also really good. It's very like Final Fantasy VI. But it's so huge. I know I'll never clear it. Like, I just won't have the time for it because there's 8 different characters with their own different paths.
Part of me wishes that it was available on mobile to hack away at every so often.
Well, I think there's
it would be a great game to play away. There's a kind of a spin-offy one or something.
Yeah, I think it's made by the same people.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'd love to play this mainline game that way. But I think I'm gonna.
Well, if you know,
it's on Game Pass. So.
But it was originally, I mean, it was always intended to be mobile because it was originally on the Switch. Like that was the console it launched on. It eventually then came to the other consoles. I think Eric, you played it through Game Pass, didn't you, the first time?
Game Pass and Nintendo Switch, but I might go down to the shop and see if I can get like a cheap copy or something like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was having a look too. Like when they announced that, I was like, you know what? Maybe now is the time to jump into Octopath Traveler. But unfortunately, the most expensive place to buy it is the Switch. It's still 60 quid.
Yeah.
I was on the eShop earlier today. Yeah, it's still 60.
It's still 60 quid.
I don't know why you would buy it though, Adam.
No, it's on Game Pass. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, Eric, you're fucked.
But it is. There's something about it though. Like it's. It just. I think it is more of a handheldy game.
Really, isn't there? Yeah.
More so than on the couch. You know, obviously it'll
I do
run
wish it was on the phone and like plug up the backbone and. Play anytime you're like traveling or something.
Yeah, but just get the
Switch. Just
get the. I was about to say.
Maybe it's a reason to finally get it. I don't know.
You get
Switch Lite, man.
I mean, you could play the main one on Game Pass, and then you could get that side one on the phone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, actually, there's kind of a weird. It's not easy to get. I think you have to. It's through a subscription or something. You can play it. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
mobile
it's a
games have
similar.
to make their money somewhere.
It's a similar aesthetic, and you
Mhm.
know, I'd love to see other games kind of do that look, that kind of. What do they call it? Like almost like 2.5D or something is
Yeah,
something,
right.
like
Yeah.
Metroid did it a little bit as well.
Yeah,
Not quite
yeah.
to that extent, but
It's gorgeous looking. It's
yeah.
like it is modern. It has a modern feel to it, but it's retro at the same time.
That's what I love about it. It's like it's very it is an old school retro style that would be impossible to run on old hardware
Yeah.
because it's
It's got
using
that kind
really
of,
modern techniques.
It's kind of got, maybe this is a weird comparison, but it's kind of got that like Stranger Things aesthetic to it. What I mean is, like, not that it's anything like the show, but when you watch Stranger Things, even though if that was made in the 80s, that's not what it would look like. You're like,
Yeah.
that looks like the 80s.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like this game, you're like, it wouldn't look as good as that if it was made in the early 90s, but it looks like an early 90s JRPG.
It's almost the opposite to it's the cyberpunk. No, I get you, but it's the opposite to cyberpunk, right? It's like with the cyberpunk style, it's always like it was made years ago, trying to think what the future would be.
Right, yeah.
It's like the opposite to that.
Yeah. But no, I thought it looked fantastic. The sequel looks great, so it has me excited to actually check out the first one now. Was there anything else from Nintendo Direct that caught anyone's eye?
Was there a couple like that? There's another one called Triangle Strategy or something. Was that announced at that?
Very possibly. Some of them kind of muddled into one for me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of JRPGs and a lot of Mario
they
games.
look really good, and I think that if people have a standout one themselves, get in touch, let us know. But also, we did get during it an official release date for Crisis Core Reunion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then outside of that, there was a full trailer released for that. And Crisis Core Reunion was also shown quite a lot at Tokyo Game Show. Lots of people have actually got their hands on to play it. There's a few videos of people talking about what their experience was like with it. And yeah, it's coming out 13th of December. Woohoo! So it is genuinely, when they say this winter, it's not like, but it was actually January or February, you know.
What
It
platform
was
are
this
you getting?
winter. I'm gonna get it on PS5. I think. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to jumping and playing it. I never finished the PSP one. but
Neither did
enjoy
I. Yeah.
playing it. But
I don't think my PSP ever, any version of a PSP ever lasted me long enough to be able to complete that game.
right.
They keep fucking up on me.
But they've made some quality of life changes that might make it that even more enjoyable to jump into.
Yeah, like changing Zach's voice actor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not crazy about him.
I think it's a big improvement, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he sounds just as bearable.
I
think they're kind of the same.
I think he sounds quite unbearable.
Yeah, fair.
That's probably what will be the hardest thing for me about that game, is listening to him talk.
I think you should play. I think you should at least, like, on the run up to it is just watch playthroughs of the OG one, because I think the new one you'll appreciate a lot more.
Maybe. I know a lot of Maximilian Dude definitely wants Genesis' voice changed.
I honestly,
he fucking hated that guy.
Honestly, you could change everyone.
Yeah.
No one in it was good.
Right.
No,
but I'm looking for. Yeah, Sephiroth's good.
Sephiroth, Aerith, and Cloud. But even the new ones of those three are good too. Anyway, so
they are. Yeah. But no, I'm looking forward to jumping back into that game and playing it.
Yeah, I'm a bit like obviously the best place to play will be the PS5 if they have enhancements to the controller.
Are you thinking get on the Switch before the handheld?
Yeah, I'm wondering,
Yeah.
but then it might have performance issues, and price also is a thing, you know, because will this be an 80 quid game?
Yeah, hard to know. We'll have to see.
Or will it be cheaper on a
Yeah.
PS4 or something? I don't know. I'll have to see.
I think as well, it's probably worthwhile with this game because it's coming out on all three of those consoles. when it does come out, maybe it's worth checking out like review comparisons of the editions to see
Like performance.
how it's performing on each, to see like, well, okay, what is the genuinely best way to pick it up and experience
Yeah.
it.
What if it's coming to Game Pass, man?
No, not day one. They would have said it by now. But I do think it's interesting as well that day that they announced the release date, same day as the Nintendo Direct, same day as the State of Play, was the 15-year anniversary of Crisis Core.
15 years.
Which is why they were kind of celebrating it that way. So Crisis Core came out on the 10-year anniversary of Final Fantasy VII. And
Oh
now
my
this
god.
is 15 years later. So that's pretty kind of... So it's kind of cool that the remaster of the game that came out for the 10th anniversary is being released on the 25th anniversary of the original game. Like,
I think it
kind of a
looks
cool
great. Like
celebration. Does, yeah.
the upscaling. Well, actually, I think they completely remodeled them. The cutscenes are definitely remodeled because they're actually moving their mouth.
To some extent, but you'll notice as well in some of the ones, because you'll see there's kind of weird animations, and that's the bit that's going to feel a bit jarring, I think, is like they've removed all the, you know, the way some of the cutscenes in Crisis Core would have been in game and it was just like speech bubbles and they weren't actually talking.
Yeah.
Right. So their animations are the same, but now they're talking. And sometimes that was just like, you know, half arm folded and doing this kind of thing. And, you know, so there will be some of the cutscenes. Yeah. And then like turning full 360 like body stuff. So there will be some moments, I think, where you're like, now I'm reminded that this is a remaster, not a remake. But they've just, instead of just remastering, they've upped the gameplay. They're calling it a remaster. They're not calling it a remake.
I would call it a reunion.
Which is interesting.
On the Eric though, man.
On the Eric, though.
You should do the marketing for them.
Man. So then moving on from the Nintendo Direct.
Well, actually, just want to say that I think that the Nintendo Direct, although there wasn't a whole lot in there that necessarily I was drawn to, I really liked the length of it. I think it was the right length. It didn't overstay its welcome. Like, I initially saw it and it was like 45 minutes. God. But I actually didn't feel like that. I thought it was really well kind of balanced and
paced.
Paced, yeah. And I think others can learn from that formula. Yeah,
because nice. They definitely do less showcases than some of the other people.
Yeah, they're not as frequent. Yeah, and
at least that way, then it's like, here's 45 minutes. We do 2 or 3 a year. You're gonna gotta get everything.
And
I really want to know. Yeah, I really want to know how your man does that click. It's a really impressive click. It clicks and it echoes, and it's like, that's so good.
You're joking, right?
Aren't you glad I'm back?
But I have to say as well that I am glad that as well Nintendo Direct, while maintaining a family-friendly kind of atmosphere, it doesn't come off as cringy. Like some of the games might be, but the actual presentation, I think is cringy. I think it's.
I did think there was a bit like I think the lowest point for me was when they were talking about Pikmin.
Oh, sure, right.
And we were talking about Pikmin 4, and they're like, we have nothing to show you, but this will be the camera angle. And I was just like, what?
Yeah, but Adam, how sick was that camera angle?
Yeah, to be fair.
Bro, come on,
pretty
bro.
Sick. Wasn't there a game in there? There was like a slight horror-ish game where you take pictures with your ghosts and stuff.
Yeah.
Lunar Mask or something like that.
Yeah. There's like that is like looks like a game from years ago, doesn't it? Was there a game called Siren or something where you?
I actually thought it was Siren at first.
I thought it was too until I saw the guy in.
Never mind what I have to say.
Are you trying to say something, Chris?
Was it Fatal Frame?
No.
Oh, could be.
Was it?
No, not the game now, but the game that it was.
The old game was Fatal Frame, not the one about the camera. Because
could be,
framing the shot. Siren is another horror game. But.
Yeah, I was thinking it could be that until I saw the Doki Doki Universe costume on the main character, and I was like, actually, no, this is not that.
Oh, when are they announcing the sequel to that? That's
but there was like
game ever.
I noticed that with the showcases that there was a weird blend of like very Japanesey kind of designs, but like there's a farming game, but it looks like an anime.
Yeah, right.
I was like, wow, these are weird crossovers, man.
That narrows
there was
it
also
down.
Yeah. One of the 5 that were shown.
There was also a Pal World, and I was like, how are they getting away with this?
What was it called?
You know, Pal World, which is basically Fortnite, farming simulation, and Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
And but it's like I was like, how the fuck are they getting away with this? It's like that is 100% Pokemon. They're even throwing balls at the Pokemon to catch them, and they look exactly like Pokemon.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, it looks like fun for people. I'm not a big Pokemon player, but it looks like fun for people who are into that style. But I was like, but how the fuck did they get away with it? I don't know.
Yeah. I came out of the Nintendo Direct like, man, there's really nothing there for me, but I had a good time.
Yeah, right. Well, no, I
mean,
it's not
funny.
that there was nothing there. I really.
There was
did
a
Octopath
few.
Traveler.
Yeah, there's a few in
There's
there
a
that
couple
were
things,
pretty good. But I think in general, like most of the stuff, it's not for me. But I thought it was a really good showcase, and
yes, yeah.
I think maybe it's because I don't know. We were shown games, you know, like there's
Might be that.
actual gameplay we saw there.
Yes.
We even
Yes.
saw
Very
Sifu,
promising.
which had like probably the worst demonstration of frame rate drops I've seen. Like that looked brutal,
therefore,
but
it was
looked
honest.
real, and I knew I'm not going to get on that platform. So,
I still want to get that game, actually.
just not on the
should.
Switch, man. Just
It's not on the Switch.
Not on
I
the
will
Switch.
get it for
I
anything
imagine
else.
like trying to press those buttons to counteract those attacks on that will be
painful.
just so painful.
Maybe that's
Yeah,
the
like-
real way to play Sifu.
Yeah,
Sifu's
that's it.
supposed to be difficult, so make it harder.
Yeah.
Put it on Switch.
Yeah, they should
It's
bring.
like wait till Elden Ring. Is Elden Ring available on Switch?
They should bring it.
They should.
Yeah,
I think Skyrim's on Switch, so bring Elden Ring.
Skyrim's not hard.
are you kidding me?
Well, yeah, we always play it on the easiest difficulty. I'm sure if you bump that up to anything else but easy, that fucking shit gets. Have you ever tried that with survival mode? That
No, I
shit's
haven't, no,
fucking
no,
rock
I
hard. You die from starvation.
Yeah, you
yes,
do. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Anyway,
moving on to the state of play,
Also, take a
which
shot for
I
Skyrim.
have to take a shot for Skyrim, which I have to say is it was 20 minutes, right? And they announced it the day before, so I was like, oh, here, this was thrown together. And they said it's going to be just Japanese game, so I was like, well, okay, maybe there'll be a bit of Final Fantasy, maybe at best. That's high hopes. And they said and some VR, and I was like, you know what, I don't really care, to be honest. Like I usually the first few things that come out with the VR aren't great anyway, because they're usually just little demo things and stuff.
Kidding me?
That's
like the best shit.
Yeah, was it?
I actually was.
And the London Heist thing was really awesome.
Honestly, the early VR stuff was the best
No, I'm
stuff they
talking
ever
about
released.
at this demonstration though.
Oh, I can't remember. What did they show?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the state of play
s-
was 20 minutes long. I was like, there's not going to be much here. I left it buzzing. Are you kidding
Yeah, it
me?
was quite a bit.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
I had a great time. So we'll leave the obvious to last, but
Okay.
lads, Tekken 8.
Oh, well, you go like that looks amazing.
It looked fucking incredible.
I did not
I was
know
on-
where
yeah.
you were going to go away with.
I was
with
on
that
a
fucking-
roller coaster with you there.
Yeah. No, mate.
Yeah, I was like,
you go away.
I was like,
looked
you shut
so
the fuck
shit.
up.
It was good.
That was amazing.
Would you stop? Yeah, no.
No, genuinely.
That I can't. What's the last Tekken I've really played? Tekken Tag. You
right.
know?
Yeah, PS2.
And-
PS2.
The Street
Yeah.
Fighter games, it just wasn't doing it for me. Even the Mortal Kombat games, I'm like, yeah, I'm hearing they're good. I'm just not feeling it. That trailer, I don't know how much of that is like. It looked like there was gameplay there.
Yeah,
that looked
yeah.
phenomenal.
There was.
That
There was
looked
gameplay.
There was.
that looked like the best fighting game ever.
No, it was actually sick, and I was like, yeah, I kind of I liked Tekken growing up, but I've gone off Tekken and stuff, and haven't played the last few, and like couldn't, they announced Tekken 8 in the form of like a little tweet at a conference not long ago with a picture of Kazuya, and I was like, sure, I mean, it was inevitable, it's gonna come, whatever. But seeing it at this, I was like, wow, look at that lightning, wow.
Yeah, I think that's what
it
sold
looks
for me.
amazing.
Yeah, it's like
graphically.
normally I think it always looks like the fighters are on a 2D, like it's like, okay, yeah, that's an arena, and but here they felt like they were in that environment, like the
Very much
lightning
so.
wow.
And the waves in the background, it was so immersive. If they
Getting
can
it day
actually,
day one purchase.
no, it's not.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm all in
You need
that.
to see more of that. I'm sorry, like it's exciting, but you
I
need
know
to see
that's
more.
yeah, it is exciting, but I'm thinking like 3D audio, haptic feedback.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And as well, you know the way sometimes it like zoomed in and went like slow mo.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what if that is a feature that's in the game? Like,
Probably.
What if that is?
This looked
something
like it
that
was
they're
directed by Zack
advertising?
Snyder.
Yeah. Not enough capes flapping.
My capes are flapping.
What the fuck does that mean?
Do what you
Although,
will with
actually,
that
I don't think there was enough slow motion for it to be Zack Snyder. Like, usually his slow motion is like 10 minutes long.
Look, it was only a joke, right? We're just trying to have a good time.
That
here.
was
no, but it was
a
fucking-
fantastic way to
No, no,
open
it
what
was-
a way to,
yeah.
to open it, right?
Mm.
And then you're thinking, you're like, right, well, maybe that's the biggest thing
Mm.
that they're gonna have. And then anyway, was there anything else? I mean, there's a lot of games during the state of play, but let's go to the ones that stand out to people. Eric, was there anything that stood out to you during the state of play? Bar
Apart
the
from-
end.
Apart from the obvious.
Yeah, bar the end.
Right, 2.
Yeah.
1, because I was like, ooh, I like that because it reminds me of Ghost of Tsushima, right?
Right.
And then another just because I was like, graphically and the physics of it, that's actually pretty impressive. I don't know if I'd buy the game.
Sorry, I'm laughing. Yeah, when you explain it, yeah.
So the first one was like the rise of the Ronin. Rise of the Ronin.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just call it Ronin. That's all I saw.
No, there was a rise of the Ronin, I think it was.
Okay, yeah.
But that looked a bit more like Ghost of Tsushima, and I was like, that looks pretty cool. I'd be interested in that. Maybe not
Yeah,
day
look, it
one
does.
purchase, but I was definitely interested in it.
Yeah, looks good.
And then the other one that kind of stands out me just at the moment, off the top of my head, was I think it's called Stellar Blade. It
It used to be called Project Eve. Yeah.
Now it's called Stellar Blade. Just
So I was laughing about the
right.
physics. That's the one. Yeah, there's a lot of physics in that.
the physics was for the combat. There was explosions, and it's just nothing else.
It wasn't just the character models, no.
No, it was not the physics of the character models.
That was some serious FF7 Tifa shit going on. As in PS1 Tifa. No, but honestly, I'm joking. The actual combat and the visuals were fucking awesome.
They were awesome.
Really cool. It looks like a fun game.
Does look like fun.
Like it's fast paced, action packed.
The designs of the creatures in that were cool.
The only thing I didn't like about it was the change of name.
You would have preferred Project
Maybe
Eve?
it's not because it's called Stellar Blade. Like that's kind of a cool name. Maybe it's like the font. Just when it said Stellar Blade, I was like, that kind of sucks. It might have been just the two very jarring fonts, but they didn't. It didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think it worked. But
Fair
that's a very small thing, really. Like
compared to the physics that were huge in that.
Yeah, no, it did. It looked like fun. Adam, anything stand out to you?
Trying to remember the event now.
You're like, no, after taking it, I blanked.
Pretty much.
I
checked out. Was there anything else worth watching? Yeah, the dark chocolate was nice, I guess.
Yes.
Can't remember actually what was.
I understood that reference.
That game I think is really weird. The Ronin one.
The Rise of Ronin.
Yeah, just because
I was happy to see. It says 2024.
Mm.
I was happy to see that because I was like, 2023 looks packed.
True.
So I was kind of happy to see that there's something beyond 2023.
What's weird is like because like it was like we didn't get to talk about it all, but there was a Ubisoft announcements as well. But wasn't there a Assassin's Creed Feudal Japan?
Yeah, so they're doing Assassin's Creed Infinity thing, which then has Project Red set in Japan.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
right. Yeah.
So there's
By the
another
way,
one.
Side note, that that Assassin's Creed showcase, if you're an Assassin's Creed fan, was incredible.
Yeah. I
I'm
didn't get to
not
see the
much of an
showcase
Assassin's
now,
Creed
but
fan,
I am actually looking. I'm interested in some of the things they announced. I'm interested to see more of them.
Yeah,
they
100%.
are looking intriguing because it looks like they're going back to the roots of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I like the look at that.
Yeah.
What's it called now? The one.
Hexy.
Yeah, the what?
Yeah, Hexy.
It's called
Codename Hexy.
Codename Hexy.
Yeah, the
Or are you
witch,
talking about the India
witch,
one called
the witch
Mirage?
hunting one?
No, none of them ones. No, there's one where is it called Mirage?
Oh,
That's
right.
the one I
yeah.
just said. The Indian
you-
one called Mirage.
It's not Indian.
Indian? No, it's going back to. It's like going back to
Oh.
the roots of it. So it's back
It's
to the
based
Middle
in
East.
Baghdad.
Oh, my apologies. Okay, Iraqi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
I mean, because that was my favorite Assassin's Creed, so the first one. So
Yeah,
just
sure.
check that out. I'm interested.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You're interested.
Why?
Whatever.
Okay.
Not
I just
Not
all I
everyone
want
wants to burn witches, Chris.
all I want to do is just sit on a bench. Right?
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do all this mad shit and looting and crap.
no.
I just want to sit on the bench and listen to someone talk about Salah ad-Din and his infidel army. That's all I want.
Yeah. That's all
I
you
don't know
want.
if it's going to be set around then, but okay.
No, maybe not. But they did say that they're drawn back to anyway. Whatever. Right? So there's
Right,
like
right,
a
right.
feudal.
This was a side
Japan.
note.
This was a side quest.
Because there's another one called like a Dragon Ishin. That's another one that's coming out that's also set in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Like when you ask for something, but like that's all you get now. But what's right? So whatever. They should have made Assassin's Creed based in Japan like a long time ago. That was basically what Ghost of Tsushima was, and that's why it was successful because that's what everyone wanted.
Yeah.
Now that we're getting this other one, which I think is cool, but I'm also confused as to why that's another PlayStation exclusive, kind of similar. That seems weird to me
Okay.
because I just feel like if I was like published or like Sony for example, I'd be looking at like what exclusives have we not got nailed now? Like what have we not got?
Right. Yeah,
As opposed
for
to-
the variety of it.
But yeah, because I feel like I remember when Days Gone was announced, I was like, yeah, I'm no thanks. I've had my fill with The Last of Us.
Right.
There's something very now. Obviously, it's a different game, but there's just something about that kind of serious story driven with zombies. The graphics are very similar as well.
Yeah, it is a similar color tone, I would say, to the two.
Yeah, so I just like yeah, no thanks. Whereas Horizon was like that's a breath of fresh air a little bit because it's very different than what they normally do.
Mm-hmm.
So if this game was multi-plat, I'd be like, oh yeah, cool, yeah. But the fact that it's exclusive seems a little strange to me because it's going to be competing directly now, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I
with
get you, but
Tsushima.
I'm also like, it exists as well as, so
Yeah.
it's cool, you know, like it's fine. If you want more of that, then it looks good. Like it looks good for what it is.
Definitely a more
it-
brutal one.
Yeah, probably. I would say so. But like it looked like, and there was gunplay in it as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
So that might be the thing that slightly separates it, you know?
Yeah.
More like a Western set in Japan as opposed to an Akira Kurosawa movie kind of thing. But you know, I thought it looked cool, but I was actually really blown away by and it was a really small showing, but there was an exclusive, and this is exclusive to the PlayStation,
Oh yeah.
optional, like a dungeon quest for Hogwarts Legacy. Right?
Yeah,
First of all, that came
Oh,
up,
yes.
right? And I was like, I really wasn't expecting to see this because I thought it was going to be all Japanese developers. Oh, this is interesting. Hogwarts Legacy has kind of caught me off guard now. But then it was like a horror game.
Yeah,
And
it was
wasn't-
very much like the Scarecrow
Hmm.
Arkham stuff, wasn't it?
Man, I honestly, there was a moment I got a little bit reminded of the fucking dollhouse from Ori Village. Like, I was like, okay, the spiders are a bit cartoony. That's not very scary. But the mannequins, I was like, this is a bit fucking much. I was like, is this game for kids? Like, so I was like, that's kind of actually, that's not just a little bit scary. That's very scary. Those faceless wooden giant dolls that are closing in on you in the dark. I was like, that's actually genuinely terrifying. And then when it came out at the end that this is an exclusive quest for the PlayStation, I was like, that's fucking sick.
It's actually mad at the because normally these days you'd get an exclusive, I don't know, like a scarf or something.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's not often you get huge content like that because there's a shop you can unlock at the end of it where you can sell stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, they give you then the aesthetics as well as the shop as well as the mission.
It's
Oh,
quite a
that's it.
lot actually.
Yeah.
Unless it's only like I don't know, like a 30-minute quest, but I doubt it.
Well, it's a
Mm.
good decider if you are someone that has say multiple consoles and you're wondering which one to buy it on. But if you get it on this one, it comes with extra stuff.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think it's exclusive.
It's a great.
I think they were asked on Twitter. I think it's an exclusive for a year, but it's
Oh,
still
like
though
a timed exclusive then, right? But
That's
sure, yeah,
quite a long
that's
time.
really cool.
There was it on the PlayStation as well. There was another horror game. State of Play had another
There
horror
was a-
game, or
was-
did I watch that on my phone?
Was that the driving one?
Oh, the driving one. I'm thinking of a
Yeah,
different one.
yeah. The what's that called? Fucking hell, I don't know. That didn't look
Oh.
great.
But that was
No, I
like
wasn't
Pacific
crazy about
Drive or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, there's another one. I must have watched it on my phone.
It might have
Maybe
been
it's
from
not.
just a Tokyo Game Show. It might have been one of the.
Maybe, but it was
one of the game
like
shows that-
it was like how best to describe it. The Evil Within meets 1984.
Oh, the one with the guys with the TV heads and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like visually, it's really cool, but the music that's playing in the trailer is not good. So it was like hard to, because I actually watched it in silence first, because I was with other people and I was just like curious about watching it, but I didn't want to watch it out loud. And visually, I was like, that looks awesome. I can't wait to watch this with sound on, because it's unreal. And when I watched it with the sound, I was like, oh, with sound, this is kind of a boring trailer. I was like, it was
Yeah.
actually better without the sound, but I was trying to imagine what the sound was.
Yeah, the visuals are very
But
cool.
the visuals are great, yeah.
Yeah.
What was that called again?
I cannot remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
One
But
second.
yeah, it looked great. It looked great.
Keep talking.
I will. Was there anything else from State of Play before we get to the big boy?
nothing that really jumped out to me. Like the ones that
The
jumped out
VR
to me
stuff was disappointing.
Yeah, no, that wasn't like it's really weird that there hasn't been
no.
like a big
No.
VR like announcement. They're just kind of like
Yeah.
because they haven't really fully announced it yet, have they? With a release date or a pricing.
Not that I'm aware of.
Like it's almost like that's a VR is another platform really when you think about it. So it's weird that they're just kind of like, oh yeah, and there's VR stuff happening. It almost feels like
As
they have
well, you know.
they
Yeah.
don't have much confidence in it, and I'd be Oh, but Resi 8 VR, I know that that was announced a while back, but I mean, yeah, I'll fucking play that for sure.
Wow.
There's Resi 8 VR. There was that Dungeons and Dragons VR game.
That's weird.
Well, Resi 8 VR wasn't shown during the thing. The
No.
Dungeons and Dragons thing is just weird. And then there was a Star Wars thing, and that was lame.
Yeah,
So,
that was lame.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
really. But what was weird was the Horizon Call of the Mountain or something like that is a VR game,
Yeah.
right? And that was shown during Tokyo Game Show.
Hmm.
So I'm like, why wasn't that at this when it's like when you think about PlayStation State of Play, PlayStation exclusive,
Mhm.
Horizon, which is a huge Sony franchise. I was like, surely like that should have been a State of Play rather than the fucking Star Wars.
But it might not have been ready.
But it was the same week. Like it's
Yeah.
on the
It's
same
on-
day I saw it, Eric. I saw it the same day.
Right. Okay. I know. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
You saw it the same day, but you
I
didn't
saw it the
actually.
same day.
Yeah, but Tokyo wasn't out the same day as State of Play.
No, I know that. But well, Tokyo Game Show is going on all week. Like
Yeah.
Right, but I'm just saying that they might not have had it ready.
I saw it the same day. I saw the Horizon stuff and the State of Play on the same day. I watched State of Play live. So-
Well, then I haven't
anyway,
a clue.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
no
It's
reason. There's no reason.
genuinely
Yeah.
weird. Did you find
That's
the name of that game?
No, I haven't.
No.
a clue.
Okay. Sorry. If we find it, we'll.
Doesn't exist. Making
It
it up.
doesn't exist. Yeah.
It could be. No, it's
It's
not called
abandoned.
Project. It's not called.
It's abandoned. Right. Okay. So then, the final game. I thought they did this lovely. I have to say, in terms of how they announced it.
Yes and no.
I thought it was very well done because I was mad. Because they said we have one more announcement, and then they did the he and the fucking controller, and I was like, fuck off.
That was
I
on
like,
purpose.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I thought it was well done. I was like, you fucking bastards, don't fucking end it like this. And then it went dark, and then the logo came on, and then they just played the trailer, and I was like, wow. Okay. And I know, like, literally in the last episode, me and Adam were talking about how God of War Ragnarok is just like, it's by the numbers. It's just a game we're just getting because we like the first one. But there's nothing. We're not hyped for it. We weren't hyped for it. I don't know if you are now, Adam. I am. Oh my god, that trailer was fucking amazing. I was hyped afterwards. I'm after watching it like 6 times. So there's just that shot of the Leviathan axe and Mjolnir hitting each other. I was like, wow, I want to play that now. And just all the cinematic stuff, running through the snow and being underwater, trees grabbing him, and the fucking giant jellyfish, and everything was just stunning.
Yeah, it's really funny with these trailers. So obviously the first Ragnarok trailer, I was like, oh, that's so cool. And when they showed Tyr at the end, I was like, oh, fucking Tyr, right? And then with the next cinematic trailer, I got excited by Fenrir. Them showing Fenrir, right? And I was like, oh, it's fucking Fenrir. And then with this trailer, I got excited by something. And it's always, none of it's the combat. None of the shit's the combat scrap me. It's just a little, I know who that is. That's so cool. So this trailer also had a moment where I was like, oh, I know what they are. That's so cool. And that's what got me hyped.
Yeah. And it's just pure fantasy, isn't it? It's just pure fantasy to look at. And they brought back the grappling chains from the old games, which I thought was cool. I was like, is there going to be other stuff in it that's like a real callback to... Yeah, like we talked before about maybe he'll get a pair of Valkyrie wings and use them in the way that they used the Icarus wings before. That's like that. That'd be such a cool callback. So cool. Adam, you don't look as chuffed as we do.
No,
I have to say,
really.
I'm not feeding your energy. What's going on, man? He's back to old and sick.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice trailer. But I'm like, I now know why I'm not as hyped for God of War as I should be.
Okay. Why is that?
It's because I don't know. Have you ever fought the Valkyries in the first one?
Yeah, and I gave up pretty quickly.
Right.
Because I'm not here for a tough time, to be honest with you guys.
So,
what, you saw the 2 Valkyries and went, that's it, this game sucks?
No, it's just like, because I was like, we all know, right? So if you take like Uncharted, the first one, right, Drake's Fortune, it was actually pretty tough, I thought, gameplay wise.
Yeah,
especially around chapter 4. It's like Jesus Christ, this ramped up, right? But then when it gets to like 2, it's like they tend to add in something that adds up to difficulty. So it's going to be, it's like, oh, you thought the snipers were bad in the first one. Here's more, but like guys coming at you with shields as well, you know. And they always seem to find something to
armored shotgun guys and things.
So like I'm looking at the first one, going, okay. And I've killed all the Valkyries all the way to the Valkyrie Queen, and that was That was annoying. That was so not fun whatsoever. And yes, I'm seeing the Valkyries in this one, and it looks as though that could become just ordinary enemy. You know, like you might actually encounter them.
Right.
So I'm actually looking at it from I remember the pain that I went through in the first one, and I just know that that's just going to become like the average enemy.
I don't think it is though.
I don't think they're going to be the average enemy.
No, but I do think
that's a boss encounter, right?
Maybe, but I feel like you might have to encounter him a few times. Like at least with the Valkyries in the first one was an optional. I feel like this is not going to be optional. You will have to fight these, and I can just imagine the stress.
I think though you'll only have to fight the ones in that moment, and I imagine the rest will be optional. They're going to want some optional content.
From their dialogue. It sounded like they were actually hunting them down, and
like Magni and Modi.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. But hopefully, cinematically
that's kind of
cinematically
impressive.
It's nice, and I imagine, I can see it happening that like in the gameplay that when you are fighting Thor, every time he throws his hammer at you, that's the deflect is you have to throw your Leviathan axe in time to stop his, otherwise you get fucked. Like I can see that being part of the battle, part
of a game mechanic. And,
get
fucked.
Oh
man, and actually I was looking at him as well, and I was going, I don't want to fight him. Like, I bet you he's gonna be fucking rock.
I bet you they're all gonna be rock, man.
Yeah,
I'm really curious what Odin looks like.
he is in this trailer, isn't he? Like
I think you see his silhouette.
I think
but
it's
I
his
don't-
silhouette,
yeah,
and then I think
yeah.
he's the one narrating most of the trailer.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, that's what
What's
I'm
that
guessing.
badass quote Kratos has? Something about if death wants me, it's gonna have to earn me or something
Yeah.
like that. And it's like
That's when he's fighting the Valkyries, actually.
no,
He says that while he's fighting the
You
Valkyries.
gotta earn me. That's fucking
yeah.
amazing.
There's so
what do you
much
think
they
of
have to cover in this.
what do you think of Tyr's voice actor?
I was not a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither was I, but maybe you
I-
gotta see it more in context. 'Cause
Yeah,
I feel
maybe.
like the Stranger went out of context in early trailers. I wasn't crazy about him either. And
Oh,
then
right.
when I saw it in context and the more it went on, and then even realizing who it was as well, and I was like, I really like
Yeah, I just kind of expected
it.
the Giant for some reason to have like maybe a deeper, more of a
Sure.
boomy voice, maybe.
I would have almost liked Giancarlo Esposito to do the voice.
Holy shit! Okay, who?
Wow. Giancarlo
Uh,
Esposito at it.
How do you not know this guy, man?
Gus.
He's Gus in Breaking Bad.
No, but he was
Better Call
he
Saul.
was in The Mandalorian as the kind of villain
Oh, the guy from Far Cry.
You know that guy? Yeah, Far Cry, yeah.
Alright, okay.
Him, yeah.
Yeah, him. Just because he has like a powerful, booming, yet
He does.
honorable voice. There's an honor to his
Yeah,
voice.
I
think
I don't have to
would've been good.
necessarily like the voice actor based on their talents that they chose in the past. They're always really good. So I assume he's great at it. But I just maybe he needed an alteration on the voice to kind of
Got it up.
do some sound engineering on that shit.
Yeah.
Make him sound
But
big.
Yeah,
What
I
if,
do
what
like the
if-
sound of Odin actually.
What
in
if
this.
Kevin Conroy did here? How great would that sound? Do you know what though? I love as well in it the overarching dialogue, and I think I'm so excited. I mean, whatever about the combat, I'm just so excited for the story and the cinematics. But the like the dialogue about how it's like, how can you consider yourself a god? Like no one even prays to you. You know, it's that kind of stuff where it's like you're god in name only, nearly. Like you've never done any.
And that's
deeds
not
to
true.
make you a god.
How many gamers pray to Kratos?
Yeah.
Well, there's also
Maybe
the
that's
end
maybe
of-
it's going to become meta. Maybe that's the thing. It's like actually he
Maybe.
does have worshippers
Followers.
all
It's
around him,
us.
and it's us, the
Yeah.
gamers, giving him strength. Who's up?
God, I hope that's not
they-
what it is.
the
God, I hope
Spart-
not.
The Spartans prayed to him.
Did they? Though.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, because he
I
becomes
don't
God
care.
of
I
War
thought it
at
was a
the
cool
end.
line.
He
Like, I don't
becomes
care.
God of. Oh yeah, that is great. But he becomes God of War at the end of God of War,
Yes.
and then at the start of God of War 2, the Spartans call upon him to help him. So they probably would have prayed to him.
Did they? I don't remember that.
And that's why you come down, then you're fighting, and then Odin summons the Colossus of Rhodes, and then you have to fight the Colossus.
Zeus.
Not Odin, Zeus.
Zeus.
Same person. They're old and they're grumpy and they kill everybody.
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
and then
And they
he
have many
brings the
affairs.
Colossus of Rhodes, and then you fight the Colossus of Rhodes, and then Zeus takes away your power and sends you to the Hades. That's the whole start of God of War 2.
Well, I can say with absolute happiness that this November, God of War Ragnarok is a day one purchase. Absolutely.
My birthday.
That was the trailer I needed to see. I have to say, it really was. Again, obviously this was already a game on the radar, but I also was like, yeah, I can wait though. Now I'm excited. Now I'm really excited for it. It looks fantastic.
Awesome.
And I do think the conversation at the end of the year, generally, not necessarily for us, but generally, as was predicted at the beginning of the year, it's going to come down to Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok for Game of the Year.
Yeah, it's probably going
It's
to be.
going to come down to
Elden
those
Ring.
two.
And Elden Ring's probably going to get it.
Well, we'll wait and see. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
There's
It
so
might-
much they're going to have to
We'll
cover. in that
wait and
game.
see.
It might smash.
But yeah, I didn't like how State of Play ended.
just like that.
I think it was a good state of play. No, but didn't though. I would have loved if it just ended just like that, right? If it was just that trailer and then it just ended.
Right.
But the voiceover came back in at the end, going, and that's all we
That's
have.
all for you. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And
I
it's just
get
like,
it. But they always do
you
that,
just
right?
kill
They
it.
always do that.
Yeah, I know. There's just something about like the way Nintendo Direct runs. I think is better than the way State of Play runs.
Sure.
But overall, the showcases I think were really really good. Good
Yeah,
games
yeah.
shown. The
Really
trailers,
good,
the
really
trailers that they picked were good, with elements of gameplay in there, which is what we've been missing really. With the entirety of 2 hours of Gamescom. No, how long was
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah.
Was it 2 hours?
Yeah, something like that. But do you know what it is? I think it was we had a whole summer of not only no new games to play, but every showcase was unexciting.
Yeah.
So no new game to be excited about either, right? And that's why last week's episode was like it was sort of a culmination of a whole summer of like just dryness, really, in terms of the gaming sphere for us. And then this week, for me, was just a nice pickup, in terms of, you know what? Here's the shit you've been missing. Get excited again. And it's like, I am excited again. Thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing more. And I had hoped then to see more from Tokyo Game Show, which we'll move on to now. I have some notes about some of the showcases I checked out. Did you guys see anything from Tokyo Game Show?
All I saw was a tweet going,
So,
what the fuck was that? That's all I know of Tokyo. That was in relation to Square Enix, I think.
Okay.
But no, I didn't see anything because it kind of sounded like as if it wasn't worth checking out.
Right. How about you, Eric? Anything?
I don't think so. 'Cause I've watched a few random trailers
Right.
on YouTube, and they were all things like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. It's like, so they could have just been
probably all from Tokyo Game Show, to be fair.
right. Okay.
They probably were. But did anything catch your eye?
I think the main one was that aesthetically interesting 1984 Evil Within horror game.
Yeah. Okay. So I checked out the Xbox showcase, the some of the Capcom stuff, Konami, and Square Enix. Okay?
You're a busy boy.
So I got the notes for you guys. Well, no, 3 of those I skimmed through to see was there going to be anything. So I didn't sit back and watch them all. But I got some notes. Okay, Xbox One. Really good showcase. Absolutely nothing new. No new announcements or anything like that. But it was really interesting that the Xbox Series S is doing incredibly well in Asian markets. Like, incredibly well. And then they basically just showed these are all the games that are now coming to Game Pass. And a lot of them were Japanese games. So that was cool because it was like, well, then we're getting them as well. But also it was just sort of, it basically was Xbox's way of celebrating Asian games at the Tokyo Game Show.
Okay.
So that was so there was nothing new to show, but it was just, this is the stuff that's now coming to Game Pass.
It's their games. It's basically their Gamescom for the Asian market.
That's exactly it.
Basically,
that's exactly it. So there was like Ni no Kuni and Persona series and that kind of stuff. So it was cool. Like, and it was like, and
I've never
Deathloop
played
actually
Persona,
was shown as
but
well.
I heard it's good.
I've heard it's good too. So that was the Xbox One. Good showcase, I would say. Good showcase, but nothing new really.
Okay.
Capcom. I'm not really into Street Fighter 6 or Street Fighter in general. I enjoy the movie as a guilty pleasure, and I enjoyed Street Fighter 2 back in the day, and that's really where Street Fighter ends for me. So maybe this looks amazing to Street Fighter fans, but I really couldn't care.
It's no Tekken 8.
For it. No, absolutely not. I thought Tekken 8 kicked its fucking ass in that regard. And then I suppose the other thing was like the Resident Evil stuff in terms of Capcom excitement. I suppose I took note of there's going to be a Resident Evil showcase next month.
Yeah. Did see that.
So
I saw that
looking
part.
forward to that. So it was like a showcase.
Oh, yeah.
Is
that the thing where your man is just walking around the office going,
yeah, so that
here's
was
a
part
Switch.
of Tokyo Game
oh,
Show
I
as
see.
well.
Okay, I saw that. That bit I saw.
Right. And it's like, when it gets to Resi 4, it's like, we're making Resi 4. You will see it next month.
Yeah, which is great. Well, it's like, yeah, okay, great, whatever.
It's cool that they get their own showcase though. Like the, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that now. I'm looking forward to next month.
Season 2
I can't
of
wait to see
Netflix
that.
show. Yeah.
Yes. What? No. Fuck no. And then so they iterated a little bit more on the Village Winters DLC, which is actually coming out next month as well. So I look forward to seeing more of that and playing that.
I was like,
the third person mode.
When I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, that looks so cool. I can't wait to play it. But this latest one I saw, I was like, oh shit, that looks scary as fuck. I don't know if I'll play it.
Yeah. No, I will definitely play it. Will I finish it?
Who knows?
I wonder.
It depends. How much pants have I got?
If for
How many
Adam,
drawers of
just
note have I got?
wear brown pants. No one will
Always.
notice.
And then turn it inside out.
Yeah. I wonder if you'll actually get to see Ethan Winters' face, or they do a thing where every time you're trying to turn the camera, he'll just kind of move his head.
That'd be
You know,
hilarious.
It'll
so
keep
that you
going
just
around.
never.
I think as
Yeah.
part of the joke, they have to do that now because it has become to the point where they're like, look, we have a perfectly designed Ethan face, but we're just not going to show it to you.
Yeah.
And there's no reason other than it's going to fucking annoy people.
Yeah, it will.
Okay,
It will.
so basically with Capcom, good stuff is to come next month. Very well could be an episode of ours discussing it. Square Enix. Some Crisis Core stuff, which you can watch on its own on YouTube. A lot of Forspoken. They showed a lot of Forspoken gameplay.
Okay, cool.
So if that's a game that's on your radar, worth checking out the extended gameplay that's now on YouTube for that.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, there was a lot of re-showing of trailers like Final Fantasy 16, but it wasn't a new trailer. It was just re-showing stuff. So again, maybe it was just more of a reminder of these are the games that are coming in the future, but nothing new there, right? Konami. Konami can go fuck themselves, right? Konami, you should be fucking ashamed of yourselves. You're fucking, how dare you get up on the same stage as anyone else and say you're a gaming company? Fuck off. Konami were fucking atrocious. Fucking atrocious. Oh my fucking god. They put out a tweet last fucking week. The fucking bastards. And they said, we at Tokyo Game Show will be announcing a game from a much beloved series.
Is it
Right?
Pez?
No, but what does that do to the world?
Can
right?
we guess the game?
Yeah, guess the game.
All
What
right,
was
so
it?
it's not Pez.
No, it wasn't Pez.
No, it wasn't Pez. Okay,
I don't know if you'll
go
guess
on, Eric. You go.
Well, Chris has already told me.
Oh, okay.
I didn't tell you this game.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't.
Let's just like try and identify the IP.
I don't know if you'll guess it. I really don't.
what's a sport? Is it a sports game?
No,
Oh, it's not a sports game.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
no, but there was lots of that.
I imagine so. Yeah.
There's fucking loads of it, man.
Okay, now I'm all out then.
Apart from Yu-Gi-Oh, what does Konami make?
That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna guess it, but maybe you've seen it written down.
But they
before.
said beloved.
I know. So it was a
It's
remake.
not Castlevania, not Metal Gear Solid.
No. It was a
Okay.
remake of a JRPG called Suikoden.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have seen it written down before, and yeah. So that genuinely would have been the most exciting thing, because there are fans of that series, and for them, great. But the rest of it, I'm not even fucking shitting you at it, right? They had a photo booth, and they were advertising the photo booths during their live stream. Go to our photo booths to get selfie photos with like anime schoolgirls. They were advertising that during their live stream. It was 3 people sitting at a table with laptops in front of them, just sort of reading stuff out. It ended with e-football.
Adam is just
For our
taking off his
audio
headphones.
listeners, Adam has taken off his headphones and has given up. So like with that in mind, like God of War Ragnarok looks like the greatest thing ever. Like, no, genuinely, I wasn't being like, to be honest, I'm being polite when I say Konami, go fuck yourselves. It was atrocious.
They really are the
Atrocious. And
worst.
they're sitting on some of the great, like Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, Castlevania, some of the most famous video game franchises ever. And
Defining. They're
with
genre defining, video game defining games.
Please sell them. I beg
Even
you,
if you're not going to sell
just
them, right? 'Cause
sell them.
You wouldn't. Yeah, because selling them means obviously, what have you got now?
Anime
But at
school
least
girls and
don't
vending machines.
care.
At
what they-
least license them out. Just license it out and allow other studios to make them.
I don't even trust that. No, sell them. Please sell them. Sell them to anyone who will buy them. Please. Oh my god. And I suppose the worst part was I was actually excited. I got myself a little bit excited that Konami would have a showcase at all. Thinking in my head is like, well, not only do they have to re-announce when Metal Gear Solid Remaster is coming back, right? So I wasn't even hyped for a remake or anything like that, right? I would have been just happy to hear the remasters are coming back. I would have been happy to hear that a Silent Hill is in progress somewhere. That
Yeah.
would have done it for me.
Did Kojima
Lads,
Productions show up
Please
at all?
sell them. Now, here's the thing about Kojima Productions. Let's go on to that. That's the next thing then. Which I think is worth checking out. So at Tokyo Game Show, if you're present there, they have like a VR headset, right? That you can do a tour of like a virtual Kojima Productions kind of office space, right?
I fucking knew it.
How did you know that? You did say that during the
I
week.
did, yeah. I was like, don't
Yeah, I
get
know.
your hopes up. It's going. That's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
ridiculous.
However,
Oh
no,
my
but here's
God.
the thing, right?
Right.
So the whole thing, he didn't announce anything, but the whole thing is a tease for something, right?
Okay.
So what's more exciting is, and I don't know if everyone here follows Hideo Kojima on social media. You probably should, because genuinely he uses it. Let's just say next time he's putting something out, he'll be using that. But he put out, so he has this poster that was up on the wall in the virtual office, and it's like a silhouette of a girl, and it says, "Who am I?" with a question mark.
Yeah,
Right.
I've seen that.
Whatever. I mean, you could spend forever trying to guess who that could be anyone. Like, it could be anything. That doesn't really tell you anything. However,
It's actually just him in a wig.
it's just him. During the week, he put out a picture of a Zoom call
Mm-hmm.
that he had with Jeff Keighley and Jordan Peele, of all people. That's interesting.
Sure.
Do you guys know who Jordan Peele is?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And for anyone who doesn't, he's the director of Get Out,
He's the
Us,
gif of the sweating
and now
man.
the new movie Nope. And he is the gif of the sweating man. I thought you said gift at first, and I went, huh? The gift of the
Say
sweating
what?
man. So that could be very interesting, because it would suggest to me maybe a horror game,
Or
or just have a
because
chat.
I am not. Yeah, they
Just-
genuinely could be just having a chat.
They're just having a chat.
Like
That could have been part of their podcast. His
Yeah,
podcast.
it
of
could be. He
Brain
could be.
Strain or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah,
That could
that's
be the
very
guest
possible.
on his podcast. Like at this
Very
point, it's
possible.
like if you see something by Kojima, think the opposite of what you just first came to your head, right?
Sure,
Don't
sure,
get excited like at all
Yeah,
until you genuinely see something because, well, Metal Gear Solid 5, you know.
Sure. So yeah, look, something interesting might come out of Kojima in the future, or maybe it's just podcast episodes. Maybe that's all it is.
Yeah, my thinking was
That's
when
your
I saw
soul.
the poster, I was like, oh, maybe he's thinking about making a movie
Right.
in collaboration with Jordan, or at least getting tips or I don't know something. Because I think Kojima Productions does want to do things outside of gaming, hence the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It would.
I was just thinking though, because he's got 2 games supposedly in development at the moment.
Yeah.
One
Maybe.
for PlayStation and one for Xbox. And I feel
Switch.
that he announced he's doing one for Xbox. Remember?
Is he just trying to now stir the pot and go like, right, everyone fight to the death. I am going to make one game for PlayStation, one game for Xbox, and watch as everyone fights to see which one's better.
You know, what'd be crazy
I-
though. What if
I-
there was
I-
like games where like they're both technically the same game but really different.
Wow.
Like
Well,
like
yeah.
2 different arcs.
Yeah.
But it requires the PlayStation gamers and the Xbox gamers to collaborate in order to figure out both sides of it.
To end any console war.
Yeah, honestly, if that
I
happened,
really don't
just
think so. I think that would just reignite the console war.
I feel that whatever he's
I have
working
faith,
on,
I have faith.
I feel that the Xbox game is a horror game. I know he's wanted to make a horror game for a while, and I think Phil Spencer will have like noticed the wanting of people for Kojima to make a horror game.
I think they don't have
Bet you anything.
one, do they?
What do you mean?
Does Xbox have an exclusive, like a horror exclusive?
Exclusive horror franchise? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
So I think this would be a really good idea for them.
Yeah.
Although
And
Death
plus,
Stranding
if-
is terrifying.
But no, it's when you hear that, the Kojima horror exclusive is on Xbox.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, like,
Mm-hmm.
because this is the guy who made PT. So then you go, whoa! But it came to Xbox because I think Xbox have noticed there's a wanting for that. It wouldn't be Silent Hill, but basically that game that was kind of promised.
Yeah.
That hasn't been delivered on the other side.
He's just being like
Konami
Thanos Thanos at the end of Age of Ultron, where he's just like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah. So that's kind of everything from Tokyo Game Show as well that I can really think of or that kind of stood out. But maybe there's stuff in there that we totally missed that was really exciting. And if there was, please let us know. Send it our way. But the Nintendo Direct and the State of Play were fucking awesome.
Yeah, farming. It's great.
Yeah.
Get into it.
And maybe we're not old anymore. Maybe we're youngins again. Let us know, though, everyone, what your most anticipated game was, what your favorite showcase was. If you watch this YouTube, jump down in the comments, share your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this discussion, why not give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell for all future content. If you guys have been listening to us on audio platforms, you can also touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Brothers Take, again, to give you your take on this week of gaming. And give us your theories what Kojima is up to next. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. We'll be back to talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.